From the Bob Mills Weather Center, meteorologist Aaron Reeves.
But as Jimmy Buffett said, what's going to happen come Monday? Well, we're going to be watching this storm move in from the west, and it could be impactful for parts of the state. Right now, out over the Four Corners region, it's barreling eastward, and it'll be starting to move into western parts of the state by tomorrow morning. And as we take a look at kind of how that's going to play out for us, here's that storm system. Here we are Monday, moving through the area. You know, we'll see widespread rain and eventually wintry mix snow across parts of the area. That quickly moves out as we head into Tuesday, off to our north and east. And then as we head towards Friday, another front will be moving through probably Thursday night. That'll lead to a much colder Friday. And then once we get past that, we'll start to see a big hump forming out west, and that means some warmer times hopefully ahead for us. We deserve it after a cool stretch, and especially after we make it to Friday and get beyond that, we'll be ready for things to warm up. In the meantime, we're more worried about what's going to happen tomorrow. And currently, here's a current view of where we have the advisories and warnings. And right now we have in these orange counties winter weather advisories, or as we call them, travel advisories. That's kind of the lower end of the scale for winter weather. Doesn't mean that impacts won't be felt in these areas. They could be, but right now Tulsa not included in this. That could change in the next several hours. We'll watch that. This is a pretty borderline system with temperatures, so if temperatures go one way or the other, that's going to have a real big deal as far as what we get. Currently, the thinking is, once again, that storm system will be moving into western Oklahoma tomorrow morning as a mix of rain and snow. The further north on this you get, it'll be mostly snow. Temperatures starting off around 30. Going into the midday hours, most of it still west of Tulsa. We'll see a lot of rain moving into our western counties, and eventually as we get into west central and northwest Oklahoma, it'll be mostly snow across the southern tier counties, a mix to mainly rain down toward the Red River. As we head towards 4 o'clock, that's moving east. Another important factor, ground temperatures warm. Look at these temperatures, generally upper 30s to 40s across eastern Oklahoma, even back where we've seen a lot of snow, lower to mid 30s. So that's going to be important in the type of impacts that we get from this. We'll start to see that change over during the afternoon in much of our area. It'll be mainly a wintry mix, the snow. Once again, all depends on temperatures. Here we are at 10 o'clock, and then after that, it'll start to depart the area as we head into the late night, early morning hours on Tuesday. We'll wake up pretty chilly. 30s for eastern Oklahoma, where we clear out and the snow is deeper out west. That's where we'll see temperatures possibly drop down into the teens. And then going into Tuesday afternoon, everybody up into the 40s. So any impacts with this out west will be very short-lived. The snow will be wet in nature because the temperatures are warm, and it would melt pretty quickly once we got back into the 40s on Tuesday. So that's kind of some good things about these early season snows like this. Is usually it's just warm enough to where most of the impacts are felt while it's happening and then quickly improve. In the meantime, notice the heavier precipitation across western and southern Oklahoma. There's still a lot of dry air this has to overcome in northeastern Oklahoma. And as far as how it's all going to play out, northwest, west central Oklahoma, it'll mainly be snow. Across the rest of northeast Oklahoma, north central Oklahoma, it'll be mainly a wintry mix, maybe transitioning over to an all snow type of a thing later on, and then mainly rain down toward the Red River. As far as totals, once again, heavier snow out west. It would likely be that wet snow. So where we do see accumulations, it would likely be kind of in that slushy nature. So briefly on roadways, you could see that slush. More likelihood of that west of Oklahoma City and maybe into their metro. And then just south of Tulsa, there could be a band, maybe locally an inch or a little bit more. But most of us, northeastern Oklahoma, this gray shaded area, expecting maybe a dusting to maybe locally around an inch. So impacts low from this thing, but something we'll be paying close attention to. If you happen to get out in it, you'll definitely want to slow down if it's snowing and it seems like it's sticking a bit more. 47 currently, not too bad out there right now. Once we get through this, we'll get a pretty good chance to dry out. Temperatures staying pretty chilly, but I think by the time we get just past that Saturday time frame, as you'll see right here in our 9-day planner, things start to look upwards for us as temperatures at least get closer to normal by next Monday and next Tuesday. In the meantime, we're going to pay close attention to how tomorrow plays out. Right now, the biggest impacts look to be in western Oklahoma.